Welcome to this presentation on rain, one of nature's most powerful and life-giving forces. Today, we'll explore the science behind rainfall, its critical importance to life on Earth, its cultural significance, and the challenges we face as climate change reshapes our world's water cycle. Rain is far more than just wet weather. It is the primary engine of Earth's hydrological cycle, the continuous movement of water between the atmosphere, land, and oceans. Every drop of rain that falls is part of a process that begins with evaporation, moves through condensation, and returns to Earth as precipitation. On average, our planet receives about 990 millimeters of rainfall every year. Without this constant cycle, life on land as we know it simply could not exist. So how exactly does rain form? It all begins with evaporation. Heat from the sun causes water to rise from oceans, lakes, and rivers as invisible water vapor. As this vapor rises into the atmosphere, it cools and condenses around tiny particles, like dust or pollen, forming the clouds we see in the sky. Inside those clouds, water droplets collide and merge, growing heavier and heavier, until gravity finally pulls them down to Earth as rain. A single raindrop can measure anywhere from 0.5 millimeter to 5 millimeters in diameter, and this entire journey, from evaporation to rainfall, can take just a few hours or several days. Not all rain is created equal. There are 4 main types of rainfall, each with its own cause and character. Convectional rain is driven by intense surface heating and is responsible for the dramatic afternoon thunderstorms common in tropical regions. Orographic rain occurs when moist air is pushed upward by mountains, cooling and releasing precipitation on the windward side. Frontal rain forms when warm and cold air masses collide along weather fronts and is typical across temperate climates. And then there is monsoon rain, the great seasonal rainfall that sustains billions of people across Asia and Africa, driven by shifting wind patterns across entire continents. The importance of rain to life on Earth cannot be overstated. Fresh water from rainfall is the primary source of drinking water for over 7 billion people worldwide. About 80% of the world's farmland depends entirely on rain to grow the food we eat. Forests, wetlands, and grasslands are shaped by the rainfall patterns of their regions. And rainfall continuously recharges the underground aquifers, rivers, and reservoirs that supply our cities and ecosystems. To put the scale in perspective, just 1 inch of rain falling on a single acre of land delivers approximately 27,000 gallons of water. Rain has shaped human civilization from its very beginnings. The great ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley all grew up around reliable water sources tied to rainfall. Across the world, cultures developed rain dances, rituals, and entire mythologies around the power of rain. The Aztec rain god Tlaloc and the Hindu deity Indra are just 2 examples of how deeply rain was woven into spiritual life. Even today, the arrival of the monsoon is celebrated as a festival across South Asia. And in art, literature, and film, rain remains one of the most powerful symbols, representing renewal, sorrow, cleansing, and dramatic tension. But rain can also become a force of destruction. Flooding is the world's most common and costly natural disaster, and it is largely driven by extreme rainfall. Flash floods can develop within minutes, carrying enough force to move boulders and destroy entire communities. In 2021 alone, extreme rainfall events caused over $50 billion in flood damages globally. The wettest place on Earth, Mawsynram, India, receives nearly 12,000 millimeters of rain every year. And as climate change intensifies, these extreme events are becoming more frequent and more severe. On the other end of the spectrum, too little rain brings its own catastrophe. Drought occurs when a region receives significantly below average rainfall over an extended period. According to the World Health Organization, over 55 million people are affected by drought every single year. In Africa's Sahel region, recurring droughts have caused widespread famine and forced millions from their homes. Droughts reduce crop yields, deplete water reserves, increase wildfire risk, and destabilize entire economies. And looking ahead, water scarcity linked to reduced rainfall is projected to affect 5 billion people by the year 2050. Climate change is fundamentally altering the way rain falls across our planet. As global temperatures rise, the water cycle intensifies, wet regions are getting wetter, and dry regions are getting drier. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports that extreme precipitation events have increased in both frequency and intensity since the mid-20th century. Shifting monsoon patterns now threaten the food security of hundreds of millions of people. And the warming of the Arctic is disrupting the jet stream, causing prolonged weather patterns, including extended droughts and devastating floods. Adapting our water infrastructure and agriculture to this new reality is one of the defining challenges of the 21st century. Before we conclude, here are some fascinating facts about rain that might surprise you. The distinctive smell of rain on dry earth actually has a name, Petrichor, caused by oils and bacteria released from the soil. Despite what cartoons might show us, raindrops are not teardrop-shaped. They are actually spherical or slightly flattened, more like a hamburger bun. A falling raindrop travels at between 5 and 20 miles per hour, depending on its size. Antarctica, despite being covered in ice, is technically a desert, receiving less than 200 millimeters of precipitation per year. And Hawaii's Mount Waialeale sees rain on approximately 360 days a year, making it one of the rainiest places on the entire planet. Rain is far more than weather. It is the foundation of our freshwater systems, our ecosystems, our agriculture, and our civilizations. Every raindrop is part of a cycle that is billions of years old, connecting clouds, oceans, soil, and all living things. As climate change continues to reshape rainfall patterns around the world, understanding and protecting our water resources has never been more urgent. Appreciating rain means appreciating the very conditions that make life on Earth possible. Thank you for watching.